What do you say we try some of the local fare? I'm famished.
When you look at the world as lines on a map, it all seems so small and insignificant. I was trying to determine the meaning of this document, but so far the secret eludes me. I found a letter, but it's not complete. Looks like a scribe's dictation. I've been searching for more, but I haven't made much progress through the royal stacks. It alludes to an order Euraxia was preparing to deliver shortly before our assault on the palace. It mentions a Captain S, the Cygnus Irregulars, and a favor for the dragons, but gives no indication as to who they... We did what had to be done. Think no more about it. If you hadn't ended Euraxia, I certainly would have. Now, look around and see if you can find anything pertaining to this unfinished letter. I'm sure it refers to Euraxia's final... This study contains documents from when the Khajiit ruled Rimmon, as well as papers that cover the span of Euraxia's rule. So many, many papers. She was a prolific writer, I'll give her that. At least she didn't destroy her files before she died. Anything pertaining... Captain Sorlinia. That must be Captain S. And the Cygnus Irregulars are Imperial troops under the command of Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor. Old Khajiiti legends and rumors of a last dragon guard. Intriguing. Controlled dragons? What folly. But what was that about killing the last dragon guard? I think you found everything I need to fill in the blanks. Let's talk. The documents you uncovered allow me to make sense of this unfinished dictation. I believe Euraxia ordered Captain Sorlinia to assassinate a dragon guard in an effort to appease the dragons. Sorlinia plans to commandeer as many additional soldiers as necessary from Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor and retrieve a report. Neither do I, at least not fully. The Dragon Guard were the sworn protectors of the Imperial Emperor. At least they were until they fell out of favor. Euraxia has ordered her assassins to murder what she claims to be the last... Don't ask me. The Dragon Guard I knew failed to protect the potentates and were disbanded in disgrace. They claimed to have descended from legendary Akaviri dragon hunters. But that's all it was. A legend. We need to get to Sandswirl Manor. We can't take any chances. Euraxia's final order directs her assassins to murder the last Dragon Guard. If the dragons consider this threat real, we need it on our side. Meet me west of the city, on the outskirts of Sandswirl Manor. Kalo is mentioned in Garesh Ree's intelligence reports. He commands a garrison of troops in an estate seized when they conquered the region. As for Sorlinia, I've never heard of her. But an assassination squad, they're never a good thing. An Imperial garrison housed in a Khajiiti estate. My half-sister spared no expense, I see. Prefect Kalo commands a full complement of soldiers, mostly seasoned Imperials and not the Nibonese mercenaries that make up Euraxia's main forces. It's probable that Sorlinia and her assassination squad is here as well, so I prefer to avoid unnecessary bloodshed, of course, but these are enemy forces. We must do what we must to complete our mission. I'll work my way down from the upper levels of the house. You find your own entrance and we'll meet somewhere. Try not to alert the entire garrison to our presence, and keep an eye out for Captain Sorlinia or anything related to Euraxia's final order. We need to determine where the assassination squad plans to strike if we're going to save the Dragon Guard. As I said, the Dragon Guard I knew were the Emperor's protectors. I suspect this has more to do with legends that speak of their role as dragon hunters of old. Idle speculation isn't going to accomplish anything. If I were younger... I feel the weight of my years, and it gets worse the longer this goes on. In my younger days, I would have already corralled the dragons and banished the necromancers to a forgotten plane of oblivion. Enough of this. I'll meet you inside.
Probably should be proud of that.
Light it up!
Let's talk. We need to speak quickly. I doubt I'll remain undiscovered for this projection. A simple spell. Nothing to it, really. But that's not what I want to discuss. I'm hiding in an empty servant's quarters at the moment. I discovered that Prefect Kalo is no longer in charge here. In fact, That's the thing. Prefect Kalo isn't really one of the Euraxians. His cohort of Imperials accompanied my half-sister into Rimmen, but he's been a vocal opponent of her coup and subsequent claim of rulership. Apparently, he refused another order. Kalo's probably being held on one of the lower levels. See if you can find him. He should be able to tell us more about the Dragon Guard.
I'm agreeable.
Torch it!
Interesting. You're not one of Euraxia's mercenaries. I'm Prefect Kalo, commander of the Cygnus Irregulars. And you're that outsider working with the Khajiit militia. I expected you hours ago. Well, let's not dawdle. You have an assassination squad to stop, I assume? It's elementary. I pay attention to every significant event that occurs in the region. Comes with my job description. I have agents, spies, and informers from Riverhold to Rimmen. The dossier on you could choke a Wamasu. Now, I'm an Imperial without an Emperor. My cohort was assigned to accompany Euraxia on a fact-finding mission. She turned it into a conquest. I tried to temper her more violent tendencies, but her mercenaries outnumber my legionaries by a wide margin. I refused to direct order. Wouldn't give Solinia my soldiers or my file on the last Dragon Guard. So, here I am. How about this? You can find a copy of the report in my office. If the information it contains helps you, then come back and set me free. I'm a reasonable man. I have no great love for this land, but neither do I want to see it destroyed. Dragons were the last straw. In other words, this is me making a stand. You can find a copy of the Dragon Guard report in my office upstairs. She burst into my office with orders from Euraxia, demanded I provide soldiers to support her assassination squad, then commanded that I turn over my file on this so-called last Dragon Guard. An elite unit of mercenaries. They're rabid dogs that Euraxia points at her enemies. They like to kill, and they're extremely good at it. With the urging of the dragons, she pointed them at their current target, the so-called last Well, that puts a new spin on the situation. Solinia took my file. Then she and her soldiers went to assassinate this supposed last Dragon Guard to appease Euraxia's dragon allies. Conquer Rimmen? Euraxia was sent on imperial business to a province that owed us fealty. There was no reason to conquer a place we historically controlled. No. She decided to make her own play for power while Emperor Varen was otherwise engaged. It was complicated. Look, our quick visit turned into an invasion. Euraxia contracted an army of Nibonese mercenaries to back her up, and then the Emperor disappeared and... Not much. I never got around to reviewing the report. You can read it yourself in my office. For some reason, this rumor of a last Dragon Guard inspired Euraxia's ire. found the report. Now we can continue our conversation without being separated by those inconvenient bars. Don't look so shocked. My irregulars are very good at what they do. It was simple enough for them to sneak in and set me free. Now, what did you learn from the report? Anything that will help us stop Captain Solinia and her assassinations? As I said, we were never willing participants in Euraxia's conquest of northern Elsweyr. My irregulars did as little as possible to advance her agenda, and we worked to sabotage it as often as not. Besides, have you forgotten about the dragons? The dragons won't stop after they kill or subjugate the Khajiit. We're in as much danger as everyone else. If Lord Garesh-Ri pardons my soldiers, we'll help fight the dragons. But we're going to need the Dragon Guard. Do you know where he is? Grand Chancellor, I propose that you get Garesh-Ri to pardon the Cygnus Irregulars so we can form an alliance.
An alliance? Interesting. Comrades would be helpful in the battles to come. I'll return to Rimmon, plead Kalo's case, and send someone to help you. Meanwhile, I suggest you start your search for the shrine at the Stitches.
Some people don't like the bustle of cities, but I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home.
Tarn sent Samarak to assist you against the Euraxian officers Saulinia and her assassins. The locals say that a group matching their description. Saulinia, the assassin who murdered King Hemakar and Queen Numara. No, Zamarak was guarding Kamira that day. We were far from the palace. Anyway, this one learned that the local crime lord provided Saulinia. The Scar can be a treacherous place, Five Claw, even without the addition of a Nibonese assassination squad. We need to hurry. The scar was carved across the face of an Equina in the ancient past. Some say Kunzari is responsible. Others that Alkosh himself marked the land with his claws. Things live in the deepest cracks and crevices that we would do well to avoid. Wait, that body. It's one of the assassins. They must have passed this way. Yeah! More bodies. The hired guides. Saulinia's work, Samarak thinks. Look! There is a door behind these stones. Is this the place we seek? That door. Not even all of Zamarak's strength and training can budge a magical barrier. Maybe the pedestal maintains the magical barrier, but Zamarak does not know how.
Find the dragon.
The assassins. They stalk the southern passages. We must hurry. There may be another way past this door, deeper. Whatever has been hiding behind that door for all these years can wait a little longer. We need to deal with the assassins. They... Traps. They stopped some of the assassins, but not all of them. We must be wary.
I hope you're watching.
You couldn't find an Albeacon alabaster, you Roxian dolt!
That was the Dragon Guard. We're running out of time. The Dragon Guard. Honor the dragons. Curious. Another maze. We must find a way to the other side. To fight a dragon face to face, the Dragon Guard knew that was folly.
Once I select a target, it always dies.
I trained to fight dragons. This isn't going to end the way you expect.
Is this a lesson? If so, Zamarak is not sure what he learned.
Now, dragon. Oh, good. More blood.
I refuse to die near that assassin.
Thank you, Five Claw. With Saulinia dead, maybe the royal family can finally rest in peace. Zamarak... There was a heaviness on Zamarak's soul. Now it disperses like sand in the wind. Yes, but Zamarak believed his previous life of violence caused those deaths. You are right, Five Claw. Violence is never the best way to solve a problem. It only leads to grief.
Oh, damn assassin. She knew her stuff. I saw her fall, though. Thanks for that. I know about the dragons. The last. I didn't think so. But no one else has responded. Maybe. No. I know at least one other is still out. Take my ring. It will open the sanctuary.
May Kenarthi guide you to the sands behind the stars. Below. That looks like Prefect Kalo.
Ah, there you are. We came as soon as we could. Were you able to stop Cap? Both dead? Salinia deserved it. A shame about the Dragon Guard, though. And yes, the Cygnus Irregulars are on probation. For now. Once Queen Chimera sees us in action, I'm sure she'll come around. Until then, I wanted to make sure you are all right. Beating Salinia is no small feat. A dragon horn? Like the one at Star Haven Auditorium? Huh. Well, if you think this old relic can help, lead the way.
The barrier has fallen. Let's see what waits within.
Are these the remains of the Dragon Guard? Books and scrolls. I knew it. Knowledge is power, my friend. You'll see.
Such a small thing when compared to the dragons. Still, we should take it to Rimmon, yes?
It's happening again. I see a dragon.
Cadwell? Cadwell? What was that about a dragon? Ah, there you are. Seated
Hello?
Cadwell.
Is someone there? I appear to be back in my head. Well, my other head. The other head. This is so good. I saw that nasty orc necromancer, Zumog Foom. He really is a despicable fellow. And there was a dragon. A huge, powerful, eyes as big as a house dragon. They called it Carl Grunted. Means champion of the bound time. How do I know these things? Well, yes, I did. Seems the ears are as connected as the eyes. They talked about the moons, something about an eclipse and the perfect time to use the gate. I remember something about that from when I was My memory returns in dribs and drabs, but I'm not sure that's a good thing. If I remember anything helpful, though, I'll let you know. Where are my manners? They're waiting for you. Queen Chimera's called... Not a clue. But I know one way to find out.
The archives were extremely helpful once I found the appropriate documents.
Our moon singers and moon priests have always paid particular attention to detail. What did you learn?
Tharn found documents regarding an ancient agreement with the Dragon Guard. They apparently provided a weapon to use against the dragons.
This relates to the legends of Kunzari and Queen Anequina, yes?
Pardon the interruption, Queen Chimera, but that sounds like the dragon horn we found. That dragon guard didn't survive, but he gave us the Anequina dragon horn.
So this alliance I reluctantly agreed to has borne fruit.
The Cygnus Irregulars assisted, but your agent did the important work.
A weapon from the Dragon Guard. Interesting. Come, Five Claw. I want to hear your report. Agreeing to an alliance with Imperials. At least it appears this Prefect Kalo assisted you. Tell me what happened out there, Five. So that is the Dragon Horn. It is much smaller than I thought it would be, and it looks fragile. Sound it once and it will probably crumble to dust. What are we supposed to do with such a thing? As always, Euraxia hoped to appease the dragons by assassinating the last Dragon Guard of Elsweyr. He died, but at least you acquired the Anequina. I know how a horn works, Five Claw, but this is a relic of ancient magic. I do not want to damage it before we learn the true significance of its power. Cadwell's visions strike more frequently now, with more urgency. Tarn believes Zumog Foom is close to reassembling Cadwell's dismembered body. Abner Tarn checks on Cadwell regularly. Find them and see if they can tell you where Zumog Foom hides. Meanwhile, I will consult with Gareshri. Review the Kunzari stories before we task Tarn with learning more about the Dragonhorn.
Hold, varlet! Don't you dare attach that foot to my ankle!
This is Cadwell's longest episode yet. Perhaps I can...
That's it! Time to give you knaves what for!
Bizarre visions. Dismembered bodies. I hate necromancy. Cadwell
Who's there?
trusts you,
Speak
Five
up!
Claw.
I'm about to teach these rapscallions a valuable lesson. And yes, I plan to make it hurt. Ah, jolly good. I could use a noble squire for the battle ahead. To battle ahead? Anyway, Zumog Foom has gathered the dismembered parts of the betrayer's body. I can't allow the necromancer to put me, back together. I'm not entirely certain. It's definitely a dark, menacing cavern. Just the sort of place necromancers enjoy hanging around. Oh, Here now! Stop that! Your pardon, noble squire, but I have to go kick myself in the head. I'm off to put a stop to these dastardly villains.
Tarn, can you determine where Cadwell disappeared to?
Of all the foolish, idiotic, misguided things that Cadwell has ever done, this may be the worst of them all. He fancies himself a hero, but he's given Zumog Foom exactly what he needed. I'm no expert on necromancy, but it's obvious that our Cadwell is the last piece Zumog Foom needs to restore the betrayer. He has all the parts of Cadwell's dismay. Does a soul shriven have a soul? I have no idea how the philosophy of oblivion accounts for such things, but there must be some kernel of the original Cadwell inside the one we know. It stands to reason the necromancer would need that as well. I managed to scry Cadwell's portal before it winked out. It connected to an ancient crypt in the Scar, not far from the Stitches. Head there immediately. The rest of us will make preparations and join you as soon as we can.
Off we go!
You took your time. Let's talk. Travel never used to take this much out of me. Oh well. Now that you're here, we can begin our investigation of the crypt. The adept and the prefect volunteered to scout ahead. They haven't returned. That means something has prevented them from returning. I can only assume the necromancers or their undead have done them in. Where they were forestalled, we must prevail. Otherwise, Zumog Foom and the dragons get one. Don't be a fool. Our first priority is to stop Zumog Foom and keep him from aiding the dragons. After that, we can worry.
Whole spot.
What happened to you?
Ripped it out of me. I'm afraid I bungled this one royally, old friend. I opened a portal. Meant to put the villainous Zumog Foom to the sword. He got the better of me. The necromancer stole the big cat and the Imperial. They arrived shortly after I did, but they didn't fare much better. I'm not sure what Zumog Foom did with them. I've just been standing here trying to charge me up again. Capital idea, and I agree. We can't let the betrayer join the dragons. That reminds me of a time. No. Can't think. Too weak. I'll stand with you as long as I can. Could use a bit of a lie down, though.
I'll delay you.
You left us to die, Kalo.
Our blood is on your hands.
No! That glowing cloud. It's holding this ritual together.
How refreshing. Let's find the rest of me and put it back where it belongs.
You were never strong enough, Zamorak. I died because you were
Praying to the moons,
interloper.
Zamorak failed. Again.
Ah, welcome back, little energy. I missed you so.
Zamorak always fails the ones who count on him the most. Careful, Walker. You do not know the burden that Zamorak carries. The guilt Zamorak feels whenever... How dare you say... No. No, you are right to chide Zamorak.
You never know what...
You're a senile old fool, half-brother. How could you be so reckless? The dragons are your fault! But now I'm going to.
You're fast,
Get rid of that damn cloud!
Oh, that hits the spot. Did you know I used to be a High Chancellor? No, wait. No, that bit belongs to Abner.
Five Claw. This one doesn't have much time. Nalado should not be here. This one should be prowling the sand behind the stars and preparing for the next pounce, not lingering in this fetid. Zumog Foom called Nalado back. He planned to use her in a foul ritual, but dead or no, Nalado is still a soldier. His follower never stood a chance. This one said, Nalado thought the cloud of energy reminded her of the strange night adorned in cookware. This one thinks she absorbed the energy when she killed the necromancer and disrupted this part of the ritual. Return it? Perhaps, though that will certainly shred this spirit form. No matter. Nalado no longer belongs in this realm. Tell Queen Carmira and Garashri that Nalado says farewell. Now, prepare yourself, strange knight. This belongs to you.
You really think you can stop me? Neither you nor that bumbling corpse stand a chance!
I'll have you know, I'm
Let the essence of death flow free! Two of you can't exist in the same reality, soul shriven! The stronger the betrayer becomes, the weaker you will grow!
I'm fading away. Oh, jolly good show. Of course, I planned to deal with the orc myself once my reanimation was complete. Now that I'm whole, I have a destiny to fulfill. So, cheerio. I always heard that introspection could be difficult. Meeting yourself. No one likes to discover that they were a tallow catch. Try not to hold it against me. Him and me, we're two. I don't think the world can handle more than one Cadwell at a time. My essence, I feel it draining away. Strange as the end approaches, so does clarity. You will try to stop him for me, won't you? Finish what I started a long, long time ago. I remember how we stopped the dragons. Kunzari and I, we tricked Count Gronti, used his own ambition against him, convinced him to place a portion of his power in Jode's core. Count Gronti ordered his brothers to follow suit. Once weakened, we were able to trap them in the halls of Colossus. Then the betrayer, then I killed... I'm still here. Chimera. She looks like an Equida. So pretty. An Equida possessed a key to a special place. That's where I learned to use portals. Luckily, they cut off my head and dismembered me before I could reach Jode's core. I guess you have to chop him up again. Tell Chimera she has the key, and look after them with honor and with esteem.
Could that be the key to using the dragon horn?
The same notion occurred to me, Queen Chimera.
Wait, here comes Tarn and the others. I am happy to see you and the others, Five Claw, and I'm... That does not bode well. The betrayer of Kunzari was a great hero who became a terrible villain. It took all the remaining champions and the moon priests of Anequina to stop him. A special place? That does not give us a lot of information to go on, Five Claw. The ancient legends. I have been studying them. They mention Jode's core, a vault of some kind. Kunzari tricked the demons into storing their power there, though now we know that the demons were dragons. A metaphor, yes? Everyone, meet in the royal study. I have something to show you. Cadwell spoke of Anequina, one of Kunzari's champions. He mentioned a key. I think he meant my pendant.
Zamorak remembers. Your mother wore it before you. Does it have more than sentimental significance?
It hides me from magical detection. Mother would take my pendant in her hand and whisper, "When Kunzari smiled, Anequina asked the moons to move for him."
The Shadow Dance Temple ruins. Is that where the betrayer has gone?
I discovered as a young girl that the pendant and this ancient map interact in interesting ways. I learned the stories of Kunzari from my mother. Did I tell you she was a moon singer before she married my father? She said the pendant once belonged to Anequina. I am related to Anequina. An ancient ruin. The place was once the Shadow Dance Temple, but now it is nothing but tumbled stones. Still, Cadwell indicated the pendant. Yes, from Kunzari's story. He tricked the demons into giving him their power. Then Anequina moved the moon so he could store the power in Jode's core for safekeeping. In their weakened state, Kunzari was able to trick the dragons and trap them in the halls of Colossus. But one of his companions betrayed him. I think you are right, Five Claw. The betrayer must want to finish what he started in the ancient time. But the dragons also want that power. Are they working to... As we saw on the map, the ruins lie in the foothills east of the Scar, between Orcrest and the town of Hakoshe.
Get back, Rakasha! I won't let you have this one.
Ha! Your blood is too thin. Keep that one as a gift, Uchiha, for when you're ready to drink.
That's close enough, Walker. The Weeping Scar is no place for you to feed. My former clan are... I am an exile of the Tenar Zalvit vampire clan. This wasteland has long been our home. Unforgiving, but we survived in peaceful seclusion through the My blood brother, Rakasha, tempts my clan to give in to their thirst. Uchiha is grateful. This caravaner she saved was not alone. Help her check on their camps, warn them, protect them if necessary. We must... A cabal of necromancers raided our home. The burial site our clan watched over for centuries. She defied their leader, and was destroyed. Our clan served as the caretakers of the Tenar Zalvit ossuary, when there was anyone left to seek burial. Khajiit made offerings of blood for us to watch over their dead. We coexisted like that for Our troubles began with the Nahatan flu. It swept through Orcrest like a flood, leaving death in its wake. The tide of dead rolled in until our vaults were full, and those who survived begged us to... Our clan grew from a small handful to a settlement in itself. In an instant, we lost... He blames our pacifist ways for all our troubles, and has renounced them. Rakasha believes embracing our nature as vampires is the only way to protect us from harm. I believe our clan mother's wisdom was the only thing that has kept us alive this long. She knew that turning on our living kin was short-sighted. If Rakasha has his way, I am certain it will lead to our destruction. We are what we are, Walker. Our clan drank the blood of our cousins, but only what was offered to us. After the flu wiped out Orcrest, that was very long ago. Nearly at the edge of memory, Walker. The world outside seemed as if it was about to end. I had nothing, no purpose, no future. He leads the Tenar Zalvit. After our clan, Uchiha is the only one who still remains.
Hey! Stick with me! Tired of walking anyway. Nice hole.
tiger walks among the cattle. You were with Yushiha, yes? Did you drink from my disgrace of a blood sister, Walker? If so, you must be thirsty still. My clan, Walker. And she has no place in it until she drinks everything. Our lives were spent hiding. You know the thirst. How it...
Do not listen to his sweet talk.
Your claws are dull as always, Yushiha. Remember what I said, Walker. Finally, we feast on rich blood.
Rakasha toys with us. He is drunk with power. What of the caravans? I have found no one alive. Rakasha is not so foolish as to needlessly slaughter his prey. Our clan must be herding the caravan. You will, Walker. I lack the strength to fight them. I will keep... The Tanar's Alvit ossuary is deeper within the chasm, to the east. It has been the Tanar's Alvit's clan home for centuries. A humble place of rest for Khajiit to begin their journey to the sands behind the stars.
Yeah! Yeah!
Are too thin.
Yuli!
Metal.
Friend, they took us. Good work, Walker. Keep searching, and put that key to good use. I'll catch up after I've led this one to safety.
Oh, please, a taste of swill and spoon. I swear! Watch out, there's more! More of them! Don't get eaten! Merciful moons! I think that's the last of them.
Close call. Don't worry. This one will be safe with me. treated no better than animals. Shameful. You go on. I'll watch over them.
With you, Swit!
Rakaja, I warn you. It has prey. Step down, and our clan might yet be redeemed. Rakaja! Rakaja! There's no going back for him. Neither Rakaja nor With Rakaja buried in this tomb, killing him won't bring my clan back. But making an example of him may teach the Tenaris Alvit to feed. I don't believe Rakaja will...
I look forward to tasting hearty blood. I die with my pride.
Rakaja, you damned fool. Come, we should get back to the caravan survivors. This way. You did what I could not, Walker. Rakaja is gone, and his misguided beliefs along with him. I only wish these caravanners will spread the word of my clan. Others will come to hunt them down. What's left of the Tenaris Alvit will either recall our clan mother's wisdom to flee and survive, or suffer. You've seen what remains of my clan. They carry my bloodline, but they are no longer my kin. There's nothing left for me here. We couldn't save my clan from doom, but I am grateful for all you've done, as are the caravanners. They've scrounged it. It's good to know that my clan mother was not the only vampire to understand that our relationship with the living is neither the dead nor I will have rest, while the one responsible for this still lives. I will hunt down the orc who desecrated our home. Tell me what you know of this orc. Yushiha thanks you for ending a miserable life. She is glad he will trouble no one else. This Zumog may be gone, but as long as his necromancers disgrace Tenar... It has been a long time since Yushiha walked among her living cousins. There was no mane or speaker when she last drew breath, but Yushiha hopes they will see past her condition. She is certain she will barely recognize the kingdoms of her... And you as well, Walker. I hope we...
Chimera's waiting for you inside. If the dragon circling overhead spots us, I'll try
Nothing
to
wrong
drive
with
it
a
off.
little opportunistic
Zamarak will
harvesting.
assist.
Yes, I'm sure your fists will make...
If there is more to this ancient temple, I do not see a way to access it. If there is more to this ancient temple, I do not see a way to... This is the right place. I can sense, and Riddlethar knows I have tried everything I can think of. I held it out, I presented it forcefully, I even shook it vigorously, but nothing happened. My memories and the Kunzari stories, everything jumbles together. Too much research has crowded my mind. Wait, maybe... When a Nequina's blood calls, the shadow dance begins.
By the moons, you opened the path.
Beautiful. Why was this hidden for so long? That relic. See what you can make of it, Five. The spirits awaken. The temple recognized me. I am becoming attuned.
Sir Cadwell, you're part of Kunzari's Krajun. Why are you doing this?
I want what Kunzari hid away, and I need to move the moons to reach it. If a few cats must die along the way, what of it?
You're insane.
You talk to your new god like that? Manners!
Another temple relic. Activate it for me, Five-Claw.
It's almost a shame how Inequida's faithful keep throwing themselves at my blade. Almost.
Temple relic. There it is. Activate it, please. Now, Five. We need to reach the temple sanctuary.